Okay, so now that we know how to play on the and of 2, let's try to play on the and of 3. So the 1 in the and of 3. So I'm going to play that in my left hand. So it's going to sound like this. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1. So I'm always playing on the and that comes after 3. So whenever I do this, whenever I'm counting, I always want to be counting that accented and make sure that's I'm saying that louder than I am the other ands. Or so I'm saying 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And I'm saying whatever beat that I want to play on, I accent that both in my voice and when I'm actually playing it too. Just so I know and I can get it in my body exactly when to play, and then I can put that rhythm inside whenever I end up playing. So when I do this, I go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1. So that'll be the first rhythm. So if you want to just try that, just try either counting with me or try doing it yourself too. So just go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You can do this along with me. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1. And so again, to get good at these, like the reason why you're wanting to get good at them is because you can use all these rhythms for whenever you're playing solos in your right hand. So I can always go like this. I can always go like 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And I can just keep that going in my left hand whenever I'm doing solos in my right hand. And so you can use all that swing technique that you know along with these chord hits in your left hand. But for now, just focus on playing these chord hits and also vocalizing them with that accent, because you don't want to just be saying 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you want to be going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And I know I probably sound like really like determined when I'm doing this and just really like energetic, but the more you put your body into it, the more you're going to remember that beat that you need to play, and then you'll be able to play it just like bam. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Because each of these hits, they're very, very short. Or, I mean, you can do the hit short and still hold the chord down, but usually they're just like this. They're just like little tiny hits. And you want to be able to pinpoint, with pinpoint accuracy, play the chord exactly when you want to play it. And so that's what you do for the 1 and the and of 3. And then so I want to take one more rhythm for you in this lesson. And so we're going to work with the and of 4 instead. So now we're going to take D minor 7 and C major 7, and we're going to go from these two chords. And on the and of 4, I'm going to be playing each one of the chords. So I'm going to play, first I'll play D minor 7 on the and of 4, and then I'll play C major 7 on the and of 4 as well. So I'm going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So this is actually really cool because you can use this and of 4 technique to so whenever you're changing chords, I'm going to change chords on the and of 4. And I'm going to play some notes in my right hand too, so it'll sound kind of cool. So what this creates is like a movement effect that's moving forward. You know, it's moving forward for the listener who's hearing this, because they're hearing this and of 4 that creates this movement forward. So it'll be like 2 and 3 and 4, 2 and 3 and 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, bam, 2 and 3 and 4, 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 and 3 and 4, and 4, 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And this is way cooler than just playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Because that can be a little bit boring because there's no movement in it. It's just you're doing the exact same thing on the beat. But this is just such a subtle change, right? It's just like I'm only changing it by like just a tiny fraction of a second to create that little extra movement that puts it towards the 1 or the 2 or whatever chord you're going to. So it creates this extra movement. I want you to feel the difference between this just playing on the 1 rather than just playing on the and of 4. So I'm going to go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4. I won't count it though because I want you to feel this. So I'm always playing this beat just a little bit ahead of the beat. So I'm always going to that chord on the and of 4 rather than coming on the 1, and that gives it this anticipatory kind of like it puts you so you play the chord just a little bit earlier than you would normally. And so it gives your audience this like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get this cool movement effect that's always moving forward. So you're never just stale, just going on 1, 2, 3, and 4. But so for this lesson, so we did the 1 and the and of 3, and then the and of 4. And so you can practice both of these either on their own, so with just the chord in your left hand, or you can also play soloing notes in your right hand. But the most important is that you're playing these hits correctly on the right rhythm.